Yes. Test.
Absence of our mayor, I call the meeting to order. We would stand for the prayer and the pledge. Heavenly Father, we just come before you tonight, praising you for who you are and how you accomplish things. But Lord, we lift our nation up to you and pray that you would move in such a way that our reigning government would do the right thing by the citizens that elected them. We pray that same thing for us here tonight, that we would make decisions that would be equitable for all the citizens of Perry. We love you. We trust you. We praise you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Burns.
Here.
Councilman Henson. Councilman Woodball.
Here.
Vice Mayor Lindsay.
Here.
Mayor Fitz.
Item number 4 on the agenda is approval of items on the consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Have a second?
Councilman Burns.
Yes.
Councilman Henson.
Yes.
Councilman Woodball.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lindsay.
Yes. Number 5 on the agenda is receiving a request from the general public. The council welcomes you to this meeting. Time is set aside for our citizens and the general public to address this council on any matter not included on the agenda. This is not a question or answer time. It is not a political forum, nor is it a time for personal accusations or derogatory remarks to or about council or city personnel. If you would like to address the council, please come to the podium when you are called. Enter the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Please limit your comments to not more than 5 minutes for individuals and 10 minutes for groups or delegations. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak to the council and is not on the agenda? Come forward, please.
Good afternoon, council. My name is Thomas L. Edward II, 2847 Pisgah Road. Been coming to these meetings now for maybe a little over a minute. City and county. And something that is concerning to me is the lack of public interest. Maybe, they're still at work. Maybe
Lack of what?
public interest. Bit weird.
Public interest. Okay.
And after numerous times of trying to look at meeting times and dates via my phone on the internet, it's like it's not being updated properly. And I've asked, matter of fact, I talked to Ward the other day and asked him to pull it up on his phone out there at the airport. He could pull it up. So something's wrong there. I don't know what it is. But if y'all could take a look at that, maybe whoever's over updating that work, maybe look at that for us, so that maybe you can get a little more public involvement out here. Number 2, through going to these meetings with y'all, there's the issue about the extra holiday being Veterans Day, which is not tomorrow. So I don't know if y'all are doing it this year or next year for the folks, but and then I believe you said you'd like to readdress the day you want to take off toward the end of the year. I'd like to suggest to the council that maybe you consider letting the people vote via, put something in their paycheck. And let them vote for what they believe, should be taken away, what they would prefer, and let the majority rule on that versus just being a council or whoever, because that's your working class people. I mean, it makes them feel good when they have, actually have a little say, more than just, doing all the work and picking up a check. And for today, that's all I'm gonna ask, but, I would like to be included as well, because I don't think, what I have to say would take only 5 minutes. So I'd like to add my name if possible, somewhere on your December 9th agenda. Thomas Edwards II. That's it, thank you.
Thank you.
You skipped over reorganizing the council.
We're gonna do it.
Gotta be
I
done.
sure did.
I would like to nominate Diane Landry. Mayor.
Well, I appreciate the nomination, but I'm happy with the one we got, so. I nominate Walter Ketchum. Well, I guess I can't do that since I'm serving as mayor. How that works.
I like to say something. She might do the same thing. But this work club has been 13 years. It's time for me to do mayor. Come on.
Withdraw,
And,
withdraw.
Any more discussion? Or a second to my nomination?
You did do something. I
Ma'am?
thought Ms. Hampton.
Yes.
My nomination,
Oh,
She nominated you, so you got her.
Mr. Bill just withdraw his nomination.
guys,
you did,
Mr. Bean, you know everything.
okay. So the first nomination has been withdrawn, is that correct? Okay, so now we have a nomination on the floor for Mr. Kettering, but I do not have a second.
I think I'll pick a deal.
We nominate you. No.
Okay. And what is it? The man who knows everything. Oh, forgive me.
I don't want.
And. Well, I second that his motion.
What did you
I
do?
want to give everybody a chance.
Yes, ma'am, I know.
Second.
Second, well, he withdrew, for Ward, okay, okay, so I have a nomination and a second to maintain Ward Kettering as the mayor. Any more discussion or nominations? I'll call for a vote.
Councilmember Bruns,
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton.
Yes.
Councilmember Woodfolk,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry,
Yes. Okay, so for the record, Ward Kettering has been elected as mayor for the next 4 years.
1 year. 1 year. 1 year.
Sorry.
One. I believe it's 1 year. Mhm.
Oh, yeah, he's got to run again, right?
Still, y'all would have to reorganize that anyway.
Every year.
Oh, the mayor's only done, okay, I'm with you now. All right, let's move on to bids and RFQs.
we need-
You gotta do your vice mayor.
What?
The vice mayor.
Oh, who is? Are there any nominations for vice mayor?
Yeah, surely. Status quo.
Status quo,
Yep. I believe that's you.
do I hear a second?
Can I say no to Tamika's?
Okay.
She nominated me first.
Okay, do I have a second for that? Ms. Shirley has been nominated by Benita, is that correct? But for vice president? I mean, vice mayor, what?
Next year. You can stay. You can remain.
That's what Bill said.
But she- we overlooked Benita.
Okay.
The man.
No, no,
you
no,
overlooked it,
no.
so
We
yes.
overlooked you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking for a second for it. Her motion. Straighten me out, Miss Shirley.
Now, what? Now we're going to deals. I don't wanna believe.
Okay, you're discrediting her nomination.
No, no.
Okay. All right, so Bill's motion is on the floor that we retain myself as vice mayor. You want to hear a second?
Second.
Okay. Call for a vote.
Councilman Bruns,
Yes.
Councilman Hampton,
Yes.
Councilman Woodball,
Yes.
Councilman Vice Mayor Landry.
I guess so.
And so,
All right, so for the next year, Ward Catherine will continue as mayor and I will continue as vice mayor. Now let's move to number 6, bids and RFQs. There were none at the time this agenda was made. Are there still not any? Okay. Then we move to general business, item 7A.
Can we move 7F for the first? 7F, can we move that to the first item so Mayor can get out of here?
Okay. We'll look at item 7F because, Mr. Council discussed task order for a test well and council will take any actions being necessary. So is there someone here that wants to speak to that?
please.
We do have that land on Plantation under contract now. So this is to get moving forward with the test well while we have that 6-month contingency period. Make sure the quantity and quality is what we want out there. Y'all didn't know that it was under contract, but it is now. After that last meeting, we went up on the deposit. But you can go with the deal. I want to get started on this task order quick, because you know how fast 6 months can pass by. If we out that money and not have the land, if we don't get the test well done.
Don't you wish, John, that you would have put this out maybe Friday?
I didn't have it till Friday.
Just tell you, John called me, so we put it quickly together, and I can give you a little bit of background. I think we did some evaluation early on, identified some areas, and the city just selected it. It's, we may just stop it at a test well, depending upon the water quality, because there's a lot of testing that goes on. So that's why we put it together as needed basis. There is a limit on it. So we can come back, you can reduce the limit. I really, when you do a test well, it's once you get the results, what we'll do is we'll evaluate, we'll tell you what kind of treatment you will need and what kind of cost is involved. The time sensitivity is, you remember Mary Gavin, and we put some applications together, so we'll have some good news coming in the next 2 weeks. And that will, I cannot say because right now we don't know 100%, we'll know more in a week and a half. So this will come in handy that if you are ready for it, then we can present that project to them. So there is a lot of red water complaints and everything that that may help in this one. With that, I will answer any questions you have. We have preliminarily looked at it, that area looks great. But you do not know what to do. You know, Bill has a lot of experience with that. If I've known what's in the ground, I'll be a rich man.
It's a 2-inch well.
Yeah, 2 or 4, depending upon, we do it with a push. I'm gonna try to do it with a push through a geotech. What it is, if there is a new technology, we can get push it through, if they can do it. And that would basically preserve a lot more, other than we can go with a 4.
Who we gonna get?
We'll bid it out. You're talking about the test well? Yeah, we will have to, depending upon what the cost will be. If I can get a push one, the testing is more than the well cost. Because you have to test for everything.
We may pay more, but I'm concerned about time. So I know you're cautious of it.
Yeah, I'm completely, so there is 2 ways to do it. There is one, depending upon, how you want to bid it out, or the other one, I have done it in the past, which is a new technology where they push.
We bid it out, which would be nice,
But there is another one.
but time,
Time we'll put it in 3 months, a month before we do. There is another one, which I will bring it to you once I have it. I have done it once. It's through a geotech farm, not through the well driller. What they do is they have a push machine, which can push it through, and they'll preserve the sample. So they may come out a little cheaper, but I'll let you know. Reality of it is, we do a geotech guy, hydrogeologist, and then we will test. But I've done it once and before, and it was very successful. Is the geotech company did it with their equipment rather than going out, and it came out a lot faster and a lot quicker.
How do you test for quantity that way?
So they'll do a drawdown push.
I do.
Yeah. They'll do a push test, and they'll draw it out, and you'll know. That's all. It was done. We had a similar situation where we didn't know how fast and how quick that can be done, so we did it that way. But I called him up. He hasn't called me back, so can't give you that answer. But no, it's an urgent situation. The testing, just the testing after the well is done, is more than a month time, because you have to test for all the forever chemicals and everything before you make that decision.
Who decides if the quality is good enough? The DEP says, we're
Yeah,
okay with this?
so we'll get about 50 or 80 different constituents, and the main deciding factor is the PFAS, organics, and then organics, PFAS, and then one other thing, iron. Iron we can treat, organics to a certain point you can treat, and we can tell you, it says after this you'll have, and then there is something called a THM potential, which you are having issues right now. THM potential is, if you ever, worst case scenario, what kind of THM you will produce. But if that's, and then after that, based on that, we can give you some idea of what treatment you need. We're hoping we get the well number 3, which we don't have to do any treatment. But if we don't,
motion to proceed.
I have a question. Oh, you get time to read over there?
I got this from you, I got that today, right before the meeting. So we no longer need $10,000.
That was part of the deal to get the contract freeze. Come out the deposit from the land? Yes, we had to put the extra 10,000 in there.
We don't have anything.
It's just a standard real estate contract.
just to give you, Ms. Anita, about I think this is, where you get the standard contract, we will get the contract.
And like I said, I just got
I'm just gonna give you different, this is so the way our contract works, you have a general contract with us. And these are task orders, so this is not like it's as needed basis, so it's just whatever the cost is, it's not like we're fixing it, because I don't know either. The ground, it may come out the best water quality, we're all happy, it may come out the worst, that we'll be here and talking to you, and say, hey, this is,
So you're basically describing the process and the timeline.
that's it.
I mean, that's what I see, but I didn't review it before you.
I didn't wanna waste the whole month, because we won't have another meeting in November. So we'd be a month behind. I'll wait till the next meeting.
I understand, John, but we need to start using Hope. We paying her, we need to start using.
Alright.
So like that.
Have a motion on the floor to proceed. Do I have a second?
Okay.
Councilman Bronze, Councilman Henson,
Yes.
Councilman Woodfall,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Did you say yes, or did you guess?
That'd be, yeah,
Made a
man.
motion.
That's a long way. Yeah.
I should tell me. Use your mouth.
You know, or
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to item 7A. Council to discuss state appropriation project ideas and council to take any actions deemed necessary.
Pretty much the same ones we talked about as last time. The first one is continuing on with the fire station. So this will probably just be land acquisition and some of the environmental phase one reviews, things like that. Then we'll have a pretty package to give for the next phase. When any other grants come around. For that one, we did apply CDBG DR for the fire station too, and we should be hearing back from them
End of the year.
end of the year. That's a possibility gets funded through there too.
Is there any way to do the environmental site assessment prior to purchasing the property?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, if it's not suitable, we wouldn't want to purchase it, would we?
Then phase one gives you how to remediate, doesn't it?
No, phase one is easier, you can just hire phase two. So once you do phase one, they'll tell you if you need a phase two. Phase two is where, so I don't know if you have done phase one. Phase one is fairly expensive.
It's not on land we own
Yeah. You have it under contract.
verbally.
If you have, then it's 1,000 to 50. I think, how big is it?
5 acres.
Just get a quote on it, see what you need to. Yeah, so you can do, phase one is basically, they'll look at the record and see if they ever see anything. And then they'll make a recommendation for phase two. So just stop it. If you have a recommendation for phase two that doesn't necessarily rule the property out, but there is a concern. So the way phase one works, phase one just says, is there a concern? And if there is none, then they'll just stop it. Phase two is where you go and test the land and everything. So I'll find out what's the phase one cost is. That's just an investment you want to do. If you want to wait for, so just to tell you that we have submitted 20 applications for you guys. You have a good success coming, hopefully. The part CDBG DR goes through, we got 16 of them. To them, they just wanted project. And we have fire station in it. Maybe. Then we did RIF. So if you want to wait till the end of the year, that's, you know, we get preliminary indication from them, they will fund it, then you can go for it. If they said no, then you know. There are two options. One, you can spend a few $1,000s now and do it, or you can wait till you say you have any indication that you'll get it, and then you do it. So either or.
I just don't want us to purchase if it's not suitable.
You're not,
That's my concern.
I don't think you have a, I don't know if that is, there's no contract.
Right.
There's no physical contract, as far as I think.
No.
So you
So
don't
we
have,
can go on the property and inspect it up to a point without purchasing, is that correct?
We would have to get the landowner's approval, I would assume, but I think that could be done.
I think it would be wise.
I still think we need to ask the state for the whole thing right now. Let's keep these phases moving. Because if phase one's gonna be $7,500 or something,
maybe.
10 grand. I won't miss out on 900,000 for the land acquisition, waiting on 10 grand. We can ask it that way.
Okay. Thank you.
Second priority is the vacuum gutter truck for Sean. If I can, I wanna combine a new camera and a van for it, but I don't think they're gonna let me combine both of them into one project. But it'd be nice to go ahead and get both of those. Sean's been asking for this for 2.5, 2+ years.
Mhm.
We were told to get a water project in. Me and Andrews thought about all the fire hydrants, remember that were identified as failed, poor, very poor. I think it was 99 of them at the time. Go ahead and ask them for it, just one big package, get them replaced. Repaving Stephen Street, we talked about that one last time, and I do.
I'm not sure the state's got enough money to redo the.
I don't know what can have to be done, but I told him here about it might have been built on a landfill, or we don't know what the underlying issues are.
Okay,
All that needs to be included in the estimate.
so you can, typically bridge it with 5 feet of fill. If there is something underneath it, so I was gonna say, if you feel like it, we can just do a 5-foot cut.
Done that once.
Already done
And also done it over there off the Buffalo.
There's a landfill.
It's got to eventually quit sinking. What? It's got to eventually quit sinking.
I don't know what that is on Beverly,
it.
but
So there,
about 5 years,
It is.
and then it's.
there is a way, if you wanna go that route, it's called stone columns. And then they come in and
We dug out
about 3-4 feet.
so much.
Yeah.
Filled it in,
And
and
then,
it'll last a while, and then.
I don't, if it lasts. There is a way to do it if you want to, and,
Oh, yeah.
this is called, there is what is called stone columns. What they,
Expensive.
depending. So what they do is they drill stone in a
Yeah.
column. That's one way of doing it. There are other part, from the sound of it, if you put more weight on it, it just sinks. There's a material which we have used, and actually I personally used, when you build the roads on, wetlands. It's a little, it's a sheet of, membrane, you put it down. And you'll see in DOT highway, they've done it, so you can do that. And then there is another one where they put a piece of plastic down in and it angles it out. I'm not a road guy, so I'm just gonna give you what I do. When I build a tank in a bad environment, this is some of the things we do. So if there is if money is not enough, then you can do whatever you want to, but I would just say we will put some money into demuck it. And then put like a couple of layers, what they do in normally with it built in wetlands. And that may give you a little more life out of it, but the road life is 15, 20, 30 years. So to get that much out of it, I would say. And we are asking for 6 projects, hopefully they will come the other. So, but no, state, I think this, just to Brian, this year, they took a lot of money out of other places. And the legislator is making a lot of decisions. So the more you put it in, like we had a water quality grant, which was there for 5 years to build treatment plants, and they took 500 million from there, and now the legislator will decide who they will give. It's not good for the small community, but that's what they decide. Because majority of the time, small communities score really high on any of the grants, and the legislature decided there's no project. Well, I'll put the estimate together. I'm glad you told me. I will put a 5-foot cut on.
I need that by Thursday. Me and Jamie got to thinking about the evidence storage, and it might turn into a bigger project than what we thought. So our plan, since we don't have time to get it all together, was to do similar to what we did with the fire station. Ask for the money this session for planning and design of it. That'll give us time to get it thought about and do it right. And then next cycle, we'll ask for construction.
So how many did you wind up with?
Projects? 5 and then 6 if we wanna go with the pool. The lobbyist recommended
So I've
not
got
doing the
three,
pool
the
this year.
Department, the land for it, the fire hydrants at Stevens Street, what else?
Evidence storage, planning and
You're gonna do
design,
the evidence storage, okay.
and,
So we're back to one.
yeah, the back truck. The vac
Oh,
truck,
the
vac
vac
jetter
truck.
truck. Shirley called me earlier and wanted to make sure we go for the pool. The lobbyist said it could discredit some of our other asks, because they've asked us to stick with just the necessities. He suggested that we try for other grants that are designed just for, sports and rec, like the FERDAP, and there's some other ones.
I understand that, I just don't want us to give up. Because at some point we have to think about the quality. But our residents, we are responsible for that. We're gonna research other grants, you said. I would like this to be an ongoing project.
There's several grants that are just for
I've got
Parks and Rec.
people years left. So. It's done. They've been planning for it 12 years, so. You wanna try, right, Mr. Gentleman?
I'll try to do it another way, not a state appropriation.
Okay. I can go for that.
Okay, what does the council need to do?
As long as y'all are good with these, I gotta have them into him by Thursday.
Do we
This
need
week.
to approve your list?
It wouldn't hurt.
You'll have a motion to.
Motion. Go for it.
All right. Bill and David,
Councilmember Bruns,
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton,
Yes.
Councilmember Woodhull,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langford.
yes. Okay, motion carries. All right, let's move on to 7D, which is the resolution for the fiscal year budget amendment.
So this one and the next budget amendment are just the year ends for last fiscal year. To clean up. The general fund was in a deficit, but we have money in the utility tax fund. So I wanted to do a larger transfer from that for this year. Just to help cover.
Have a motion to approve resolution 2025-32.
Motion.
Second.
Councilmember Bruns,
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton.
Yes.
Councilmember Woodhull,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langford.
Yes. Okay, item 7C, resolution 2025, well, that's the same thing.
It's not, because this is for hurricane expenses.
Oh, that's 33,
Yes, ma'am.
2025-33. Do we have a, yeah, there it is.
They look similar till you go to the second
Yeah.
page.
Look at those numbers. And the funding.
So this is, the auditors recommended that we go ahead and say that we're pulling money from reserves for hurricane expenses. And then when you get in the FEMA funding, you then replenish your reserves. That's the correct way to do it. We didn't do it that way last year. No one knew because we've never had a hurricane that really was large enough to put us in a deficit. So if we don't do this, then we're in a deficit. If we pull from our reserves, we're technically not. And then when FEMA reimburses us, it'll reimburse those funds. It's just basically cleanup. It's not really changing any of the money.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Discussion. Have a motion and a second, any discussion?
Question. Do you know what the total is for this that you need?
On this document, I have to add it up real quick.
You could tell that.
Okay.
Councilmember Bruns,
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton,
Yes.
Councilmember Woodcock,
Yes.
Councilman Lincoln.
Yes. Motion carried. Item 7D. Council to discuss school speed zones for Point of Grace. And council to take any actions deemed necessary.
Same as the Boys and Girls Club, they put in a formal request to make Courtney, that section of Courtney Road, a designated school speed zone.
Ms. Hampton, it was $540,074. You're welcome.
Jack, is this changing the speed limits as well?
Only during school zone time.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that 21?
If they're usually established as 15 in the city.
This is school,
It complies.
most.
What's the speed limit there now on that road?
30.
Last school,
I've heard there's another one that when we're gonna check and see if it really exists. Or if somebody just trying to run like they have a school, so we're gonna investigate that one.
So we have a motion and a second. Do I have any discussion, any other discussion?
Councilmember Bruns,
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton, Councilmember Woodcock,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lincoln.
Yes.
Jamie, is this the second one we approved? We did the Boys and Girls Club previously,
Yes,
and is the city responsible for purchasing signage and
Yes.
blinking lights?
we're not required to put any lights up. What we would do is school zone signs with the times on the sign.
Sure, yeah. Okay, let's move to item 7C, council to discuss parcel ID 05801-500-200 Davis Drive and take any actions deemed necessary.
Hey, Sally Roberts here on behalf of Mr. Samuel H. Strickland and Marion B. Strickland. I submitted a proposal for declaration of surplus.
I'm sorry, is that microphone on? Cause I could barely hear. I was just wondering.
I either have a really low voice or a big mom voice.
Well, do the big mom.
Okay.
It didn't start with you, I apologize for interrupting, but I was like, I couldn't really hear what the last speaker too.
Okay, I apologize. I submitted a letter to, a request from the property owner here to declare this property as surplus property, not the entire property, but a small portion of it. So I submitted a letter with the, request, the background and justification, the, lack of public impact or lack of negative public impact and the proposed terms. I'm basically here to answer questions, but I'll be glad to present in detail any more of that.
And just so the council know, I want to say Miss Sally, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I wanted to say that, this attorney has been, very involved with communicating with the city attorney office as well as with John. And this was that property I made mention of at the last meeting. It does note it here, but, Whereas like any of the budding, there's only one abutting neighbor. They have agreed and actually already signed over the fact that they agree to the plan regarding if the land was made surplus, you know, to have no issues regarding lines, even though that would be surveyed. But this particular road does not go to anywhere. And instead of, I guess when this property first came to our attention earlier this spring, and then I think in July, this is, and outside of my mentioning it, it's like, I think the third official request. The original one came just from the realtor, so now this is
Yeah,
from
I did not
the
realize there were
buyer.
any prior requests. I apologize, and I don't think they were made quite the way they needed to be, so I just confused the issue.
I was just noting that, I really do appreciate you, like, in the way you all have researched as to why. certain
Thank you,
things
I
were
appreciate that, and I appreciate
miscommunicated.
communication as well. I have been using your attorney, by the way, so.
Are there any future plans for the property?
No, it points out in here, one of the big reasons that this came to their attention, I don't know why they didn't know at the time of their purchase. I mean, you can look on the property appraiser plat and you can see how it is, you know, a platted street, even though when you drive to it, you cannot tell that North Pine Circle, and it looks like how Davis Drive goes all the way. I drove up there to try to see. It looks like at some point before it goes to abut that long skinny parcel, it probably is somewhat platted property that is not actually a roadway all the way to that. So when you drive down there, you don't know. You cannot tell by looking at the property physically. And when they purchased it, they actually have a shed that encroaches onto the city property, and they thought that was part of their property. They didn't buy a survey at the time. So that, you know, that's kind of on them too, but they've been paying property taxes for the improvements. So the property appraiser's actually been taxing their parcel for the improvement that's on the city
That whole
property.
strip?
Mhm. You cannot tell when you ride by there, you cannot tell that there should be a street between the neighbor and them, and the neighbor has signed, thank you for pointing out, an agreement that if the city abandons or sells the property, they want no interest in it, and they completely consent to the other property owner doing this.
Sally.
You're good, call me Sally.
Are they living on this property?
They are.
Okay, I see the address of, Inverness.
Do they have an address there?
Is this?
Okay, I'll have to ask them. It was my understanding they live in there. I do think they have plans to move in the future, and that's part of the problem, part of why a realtor brought it up, because the realtor explained to them, if they went to sell it, this was going to be apparent to any prospective purchasers. Now that they know about it, they have to say, hey, that shed's not technically on my property, and it might cause problems for marketability if they do sell it. That's how they found out about it. So it's my understanding they are still living there, but I could be wrong, and I can clarify that if you want me to. Yes, ma'am.
Well, Ms. Roberts did do a very thorough job in describing her client's position, as well as their willingness, if the city were to allow to, as they appraised or as they surmounted regarding the percentage of land, that it would be roughly $525 in value, knowing that, you know, well, I say knowing that we have our own process, I know that we have not taken the steps of having an independent, what's the description we're using?
Broker's price point, everything.
A broker's price point, and that, what I share with Ms. Roberts, because it's come in first a description of a piece of the shed not being properly on their property, and there was no interest in us as a city taking on the obligation of clearing that situation up. That, you know, basically like you would need to move the shed. We gave no direction. We just said that, or the council showed no interest in trying to resolve the issue. Since then, there's been more discussion on surplus property and what can be done with it. So I shared with Ms. Roberts, you know, the idea of at least seeing if the council was open to having this be counted as surplus, therefore that they could sell it and the negotiation of a price could be like the next step, if that was the council's prerogative, since the last two times it was raised in a different format, but there was no interest to even look at that. We did look and verify that there was no utilities on that property, that the road itself, like, it's been demonstrated in the map, so it goes to nowhere, you can't even really tell it's a road. And that we didn't find that there would be anything that would be greatly disrupted. So, and I do appreciate that she's already gone and outlined the idea that they would be open to paying the value of the property, or to whatever price the council would agree on. So if you would agree to have this noted as a surplus property that could be sold, that, you know, at least she can find out and her clients could find out if there's any viable reason to even start negotiation regarding price.
Yes, thank you. And where we came up with that price is the property appraiser value for the whole parcel. That includes the actual roadway and the 3 areas that aren't really roads, but they're platted roads. I believe that's 2.86 acres. And so if you look at our portion, I did a very rough sketch on the property appraiser's map. They came up with a 0.3 acre part of that. And so I took the $5,000 value, which is the property appraiser's value of the total, and did a rough math equation on that. It came up with $525. If you guys are willing to go forward, my clients will pay for a survey that will actually determine the boundaries and the portion of the property that is.
Okay, so we got a proposal before us to declare this as surplus land and ultimately sell it. Don't have a motion.
I don't,
Have a motion and a second.
Councilman Bronze,
yes,
Councilman Hampton.
Yes.
Councilman Woodhull,
Yes.
Councilman Langford.
Yes,
Thank you, guys.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Great
Thank
stuff.
you.
Do we determine the selling? I'm sorry. Do we determine the selling price now or at a later date?
Well, the resolution regarding the certified broker. I know that the estimation she based was on the tax appraisers, and so if we can have that done, or you wanted to wait for the survey of the exact property. And I guess that's the only reason why I told you that you all may not have a price you want to decide upon tonight, but because it was based on tax.
we're following property appraiser. Property appraiser said that is worth
Apologize.
something.
Okay,
And this
they may want to resolve it.
is what we're talking about. And you divide this into this and multiply it times this.
And I might be wrong, let's trying to look and piece back the new procedures. If it's under a certain value, aren't you allowed to forego the broker price opinion and do it based on the property appraiser's value? So I would ask that you guys just allow us to get a survey and do the math, and we'll pay the full property value based on that.
So it moves, we suspend making a price tonight until you come back with it after your survey.
Based on the property appraiser's value and our portion of the purchase.
We're following the ordinance.
Yes, the policy is.
We done,
Yeah. Okay. We're following the ordinance.
I do not want to go today.
It's a resolution. The resolution.
So,
Thank you.
Okay, item 7E. Council to discuss pausing late fees and extension fees due to SNAP and PASM, and council to take any actions being necessary.
Motion to do it. I think it's a good idea.
Yes, sir.
Motion to approve. And Shirley seconds.
How long?
Yeah, we have some discussion here.
SNAP may soon get their benefits. I don't know. They keep appealing it, so. I think you should at least do it for November.
I'd say go ahead and do it to the end of the year.
I was just gonna say, I would say,
That's a
wait
good
till
idea.
And then we'll,
to January, and then we just look at it
Awesome.
again. Cause isn't, I can never say the name, is it NEMA?
and
They're gonna pick up some of those employees, aren't they?
they're doubling in their facility.
Yes, I knew.
And it's
I knew the
not
place.
gonna be overnight, but they're, I think, at least 200 more employees and possibly another expansion after that.
Mhm.
Until the end of January 2026.
Somewhere in that timeframe.
It's a good ways off.
Okay.
They get some of them in, I, at the TCBA meeting this morning, and they're gonna try and pull some of them in. The ones that, yeah.
So at the end of December.
Until January.
Yeah, I said to
How are you
January,
gonna go about determining who?
it's, it was like,
It's
across the
tough.
board. Please don't give them that headache.
Oh, so we're not gonna do it for anybody, not just. Is that right?
It's gonna be just straight across the board.
Same thing we did after the hurricane. Same thing we did after the hurricane.
Okay.
So just to clarify for their sake, you're talking about November bill and December bill, correct?
Yeah.
January
We'll revisit.
15th or whatever, y'all
Back to
revisit
normal,
that.
let's say.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I have a motion and a second.
Councilmember Bruns,
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton.
Yes.
Councilmember Woodhull,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langry.
Yes. Okay, item 7H, approval of the minutes for October 14th and October the 28th, regular sessions. Do I have a motion to approve October the 14th?
Motion.
Have a motion.
Second.
Have a second. Any discussion about the minutes for the October the 14th?
Councilmember Bruns,
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton.
Yes.
Councilmember Woodhull,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langry.
Yes. Okay, minutes for October the 28th. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Councilmember Bruns,
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton,
Yes.
Councilmember Woodhull,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langry.
Yes. All right, moving down into the reports from the city. Brother John, you have anything?
Just Roy texted me. He said he wanted to thank y'all for your confidence in him and he looks forward to continuing to work together with y'all. Told me he was that close to not being mayor.
He was quite like,
Yeah, I don't think you really wanted it, but too late now. Should have been here.
We didn't learn from the first time.
Who was that from? Oh, Lord.
His acceptance speech, right?
I warned him last time, said you better not be gone too much, so it's the work. Okay, you got anything else, Ms. Debs, do you have anything?
Yes, I have a few things. I mean, well, I say a few, a couple. I just wanted to note, that, at the zoning and board of adjustment meeting, last week, last Monday, that, Sandcastle, Corporation that is, submitted and was approved, for the site plans for a, workable affordability housing project that, that is planned, to be erected, I guess, behind a lot of the property of McDonald's and Burger King. Well, I guess it's a conditional acceptance, because we're still waiting from regional planning, their full review. But, it sounds like it's exciting. It's 12 duplexes. They're, based on the new, or it's new, it's 2023 state Live Local Act, where, basically Governor DeSantis and both houses, have passed an act that allows for, that type of development as long as it meets a certain threshold of affordable housing, or something directed towards improving work, and affordable housing, that they can actually build, in certain areas that may be typically prohibited through zoning. And so that particular place that they're going to be building is in a commercial district. And it seems like, it's gonna be, or at least the board felt a great fit, with the housing that's available. It's gonna be duplexes. So, but 12 duplexes, so it's not a lot. So I guess that's homes for 24 people. And it's gonna be based on, like, so much of the property is gonna be, the people have to make at least 60% of the median income of our area. And so I just thought you all wanna know, that, you know, and some of you already may do, but that's something exciting to look forward to. And I'm just like, when we get that Burger King cleaned up, that whole area is gonna be looking really nice as far as a municipality. And also, I just wanted to note, and I don't know if it's worth noting in the sense of, everything, but since we're out here, I continue to get some of my packets or not get them because they're being they're being delivered to, George Clayton's house. I know we look alike, but, so just want to note to whoever does that great job. I'm grateful for the notes being given on, you know, the agenda being given by email. But I didn't get the agenda besides the ones that we got in when we walked in until like the fact that I drove by my house around lunchtime and like, oh, there's my packet. So if we can just have that clarified a little bit. And Mr. Clayton's really good at getting stuff to me since we're, you know, not enemies. But he had his son got married this weekend, so I didn't see it. I didn't get it or didn't even know. I thought maybe all of us didn't get it since it was a Monday. And also, I do appreciate John because I've scheduled about 3 meetings for us. And we weren't able to meet today, but to meet particularly at least the Monday before any agenda item or agenda so that we can make sure we're on the same page and I can review anything or if you have questions. He's pretty good at sending stuff to me, but I just wanted to let the council know as well that, because my goal has been to sort of close up those gaps, because I know that sometimes there's things that are urgent. Even say the Sandcastle situation, and also talking to the staff has been helpful in like if there's something that sort of like that next meeting, a decision has to be made and it's never been looked at or not, the council hasn't decided, that at least we have, I know that all their minds work really well, but so also I could potentially be prepared to better answer any legal questions you have. And because my goal is just to make sure that I'm not dropping the ball. So, but again, we have a meeting on Monday and that's when we normally meet. So that wasn't able to be done. And although the task order that was presented today in today's meeting that really just deals with process and timeline, I have reviewed the contract by which we hired him to be able to make decisions regarding how things should run when it comes to these type of projects. So, but again, my goal is to, I just want to let you all know, but also that, we have been making strides and trying to make sure, since I think I'm the only staff that's not full-time. But yes, those are the 2 or 3 updates that I just wanted to share, particularly the Sandcastle project and that's it.
That's great.
Awesome.
Sure. I'm the same castle first. A part of those duplexes supposed to go to income based house,
Yes. And actually,
and then
go ahead.
property taxes would be the state going to pay the property taxes? How does that work? For those duplexes,
Right.
income based.
Well, the way the
I
live.
just read it.
No problem. The way the Live Local Act works, there's all types of things that can be done. These particular property, all of them, I understand all of them are gonna be based on income. It's not HUD housing though. So, or different type of affordable housing projects. The idea of taxability was not raised, so I don't wanna not tell the truth. But this particular, because in some of that state legislation say 20% or 50% of the housing has to go to people at a certain income level. Whereas this entire project, one is like higher than the other, but they have to reserve so many for even some of the lower medium. So, but I can find out for you. Your question is the state gonna pay for the taxes?
There was
I would think
something
the
about it. It didn't mention city or county. Did you read it? Maybe you didn't.
There's a story coming out in Wednesday's paper. I believe the developer, the owner will pay the property taxes, the renters or lessees will pay a monthly rent or lease. And I believe what Hope, from my understanding of what was said at the meeting, 80% of the tenants must meet 80% of the mean income level for the county. In other words, whatever the mean or median is, they have to earn 80%, which is not that, but 20% less than that. And there's 20%
It has to be
that have to meet
60.
60% of what the median income is.
Yeah. I thought it said, would be an incentive from the state.
They're getting
They're getting
favorable terms in their
financing.
loan to build the project from the state. It's the
Okay.
Florida Housing Finance Corporation.
Okay.
So they're getting very favorable terms to borrow the money to build the project.
In fact, that's why that it was sort of expedient to place it on that calendar and have to vote, because I think their deadline for being reviewed for financing is like December 12th. So, and also, it is Department of Housing and other forces that they are held to and reviewed quite stringently in order to, complete the project and to make the project happen.
The representative said they would be yearly reviewed for income requirements and to make sure the housing itself is up to code. Stays in good condition.
Will they come before council? Just to let us know about what's going on.
I'm pretty sure that's I know you can't read that, but I think that's the finance program they're going with.
There'll be a lot of your questions answered tomorrow in Wednesday's paper, I think. But I don't know if they'll come back unless they have to. They're from Melville.
Well, the attorney, he would love to come back if you all need it, but yeah, I guess. And also it's still, conditionally accepted, so, because we're still waiting for North Central Florida Regional Planning, to complete their review.
And it's hard to get.
That's good.
It is. We need it.
Thank you.
Ms. Collins, finance.
Haven't officially announced, but I'm gonna be on maternity leave soon, so.
Why? Just bring it up, baby.
Just giving a heads up.
You need to be committed, you need to be more committed to.
I agree.
How long is the maternity?
He agrees, and I told him, he was like,
How long?
You can stay here, we can just transport you to the hospital from here.
So who will take over your duties temporarily?
I've been training multiple people in the department. We've been working on it for the last few months,
Make sure you
giving
make
this,
my friend
this person,
aware.
this person, yeah. Thank you.
And once again, I don't know who you got. I know.
I'm planning on taking my 12 weeks.
Then you know how many you take?
Yeah, after you asked that, I was like, I
I'll take
it, but I
12.
forgot.
I want to retire with my baby.
I've been kind of.
I understand.
So you probably do
The insurance, I'll pay my insurance, I will.
Right now.
Questions too? I didn't get that deal, I want some.
She wanna spend all the time she can with that girl, baby.
This person.
We'll still be able to get a hold of her. We have ways.
She got a work laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've already told them. I'm
Well,
not
she
gonna
don't
be
leave. she can-
inaccessible because I don't want to leave anybody in it. But. I'll
Thank you, Carl. Appreciate it. Glad you're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Chief, you got anything?
I don't have anything that,
Mr. R.D. Lee, how about the fire department?
I don't have anything today.
Street sanitation?
I've got one thing, you know. I was approved in the budget for our front end loader and a tractor, and we've got those. Well, we got them at a lower rate than what I had budgeted for, something I did not even think about when we bought them, so don't shoot me yet, Mr. Bryan. Is somewhere to park them under to protect them from the weather. And it was brought to my attention after the fact. Well, I know that just because I have the money don't mean I have to spend it, but I didn't spend about $45,000, and I'm just asking, can we bid out to get a pole barn to park this new equipment and some of our other equipment under, just, you know, get it out of the weather.
I don't see why not.
Ma'am,
Where are you gonna put it?
we talked about in the, either over by the, gas pumps or either in the center, in the compound there. We're thinking more in the center. They've done a lot of cleaning already.
Yeah.
We've tried to do a lot of cleaning there, but just something to park out that equipment under. If not, I'll bring it back for next year, but if I can this year.
Did you say you had an additional $44,000?
Mm-hmm.
That I didn't, it's budgeted for, but that I didn't spend.
Had you quote your equipment so wrong?
we talked down.
Do we need,
Don't, I saved this money.
do we need to vote on it or?
Or you over budget,
Yeah, probably. I'll bring back,
Sorry.
6, 7 budget, over budgeted or?
Yeah.
would I need a budget amendment for that or no? What do you think? Same thing.
Cause it's already in her. plan.
It's already.
The
in
money's there,
Money's
the
already
money's
in the
there,
budget,
it just,
so.
it's not dedicated for a pole barn, that's why I
As
wanted
long
to
as
ask
we
you.
Have a consensus and it's in the minutes, it's probably.
It's still that department, though.
Yes.
And the pole barn is for the actual equipment you purchased.
Mm-hmm.
Have a request from the street sanitation department to build a pole barn to protect trucks that we purchased. Do I have a motion?
How much is it?
I don't know. Maybe that's big.
I haven't bid it out yet, but
Okay.
the last one there's, I think it's 40,000 at the most.
Oh.
And they can get it less than that, but that, it just depends on size too.
What you need.
Right.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion, any further discussion?
Councilman Burns,
Yes.
Councilman Hampton,
Yes.
Councilman Woodball,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lindsay.
Yes.
Thank you. I'll try to do better next.
Everybody's going over budget.
Good.
The whole city's going over budget now. I'll just incentivize it.
Do what now?
Very expensive.
Any report from the water department? He's not here. How about wastewater?
Still a picture up, please, sir.
Got 2 minutes.
We're having, there's a project of cleaning and inspecting Purple Creek. There's a trunk line that runs up the creek. This is just one of the pictures I got today. If you look in the middle, it kind of looks like a whale to me, kind of like blowing water. That's basically, if that pipe has been lined before and that liner's failing, and that is a groundwater gusher. That's part of the I&I that we have. That's why that's why we're doing what we're doing. And I have, they send me reports as they go. And there's quite a few, they use terminology like, infiltration gusher. Let's see. Object underliner, unable to pass, like some of the liner is collapsed. There's been rocks and a lot of debris in the line. There's one that says, just a hole, there's a hole in the pipe, so. I'm sure, I mean, as they go, they're gonna find more, and I honestly have not had a chance to look at all the video yet. But I have looked at some of the reports. The further they get to the plant, and I guess closer to the creek, the worse it's getting, so, but just stuff like that's why we're our flows are high, because that's a lot of water right there. Because I think that's a 24-inch pipe, or it might even be a 36-inch pipe. So, anyway, just want to tell you that, and whenever they're through, we'll assess everything, and then I guess we're gonna seek funding to have it repaired.
So this is just an assessment right now, and you're
You know,
going
just finding the problems. I said, this line was lined and fixed in the 90s. But yes, you know, the age of it, the liners has failed a lot of spots, so some of it was good, a lot of it's, you know, like I said, that is the bottom of the liner shooting up, and that's just water gushing out from under it. So,
wow. Yeah. Okay, see. What's the normal line?
Is that pipe in the creek or something?
it crosses at one part, but it's usually just running beside it. And it's just the depth of it, the water table is really what gets it.
That's what, how deep is it?
Certain parts it's 5, certain parts probably 15 or better.
The pipe is actually 15 or so.
Yes, sir.
The reason I'm asking, not expert, but water table that somewhat historic lows. I'm just curious, are we sure that water table is causing a flow that's actually spewing like that?
Well, I'd have to get like an exact location of that, but I don't think there's any water lines or anything that's laid on top of. But that's common. Like it's like Cherry Street is a higher part of area like Folsom Street. And even when the water table's low, on the clay pipe and the joints, there's still a lot of, because there's so many springs and there's just a lot of ground over there.
Okay.
Now, when the water table's high, you can't dig 3 feet.
That's what I'm saying. I can't imagine what that was doing 2 years ago.
Right, and I mean, you're right, if that had been
6 months ago or a year ago, it might have been a foot higher in its spring, so. But the good thing is, it's worked out for us. It has been dry, so they can access them. Because that was one of the problems, the guys had to clear the easement, they had to build roads. Um. And because it was dry, we didn't have to use a lot of rock, we used some lime rock and dirt, so that did help us.
What's the normal lifespan of the liner?
I guess it depends on the liner, but I think they aim for like 40, 50 years. Which it would be at 40 years. So I mean, that's ideal, but. I mean, sometimes, you got pipe in the Perry that's way older than 50 years. It just depends on the soil, the roots, the moisture content in the ground at the time, because like clay is very good for sewer pipe, not a lot reacts to it. The gases don't really hurt it. The weak part of it is, it does flex as the ground flexes, and the joints where they put it together used to be just concrete or tar. And they get away and leak, or roots get on, but, that's why, usually, as long as they're not broken, they're not, structurally, flawed or whatever, they do the lining. And on certain parts of this, they don't know if they do to reline it, or probably the pipe bursted. And I'm not really sure if that would be more expensive or less expensive. I think it would be less expensive. But the only thing about that is we would lose inside diameter. But if we cut back on the flow, I don't think there would be like a flow issue with the pipe being smaller on the inside.
How did you cut back on the flow situation on that?
Well, we just have to just seal off the pipe. That's the only way. And I say, generally, you can reline something that's lined, but because of that, I don't know if they could. It takes some.
You don't know what's underneath there.
Right, it takes some specialized, robotic equipment to grind that out, reline it, or they make these. They're metal repair clamps that go on the inside of the pipe. They're called quick locks. It's basically like it's got a rubber gasket on the outside of it, it's metal on the inside. You drag it in there with a camera. It's got an air bladder, and you air it up, and it like flicks into place. They could do something like that maybe, but they'd have to get rid of that hump first. And that may be. I was always been told the lime rock grows. There's a lot of lime rock in Perry, and on the reclaim line, that's usually 99% of the reason it breaks is because the lime rock is kind of like pushed up into it, split it. So it could be a trigger. So.
Okay. What do you need from us, anything?
Well, that's like Ardura has handled this part of it, and like I say, once we get everything done, like I said, they'll seek funding. And they'll turn in their findings, and we'll seek funding, and all that should be contracted out, because we don't have the capability of lining or even repairing a line of that size at depth that a lot of that's at. We would need quite a bit of equipment work on that, but.
Any guesstimate on price?
Oh, no. It depends on the length. They may not repair the whole pipe at one time. That's why we're doing this assessment. They may prioritize for the monies they get. If they get enough money to do the whole thing, that would be great. But if they don't, we'll just, prioritize what repairs need to be made. To get the best bang for our buck to reduce the flow. The I&I road.
This is for our information.
What's that?
This is just for our information at this time.
Yeah, I'm just keeping you up to date on
Right.
we have many projects, like whenever the parks come in, we got some projects we're doing with the city in-house. Fixing a couple lift stations, we're just waiting on the parts. This is kind of going on in the background.
other than us having to build the road and we have to help them every now and then, like if there's a tree in the way, this is kind of just, they're doing their own thing. Really haven't had any problems. You know, I get a daily log of what they're doing, what they've done. So this is just to keep you, or just to show you that, you know,
We're falling apart.
the old repairs are, they're no longer working.
Did you men get their shoes, the boots?
I haven't gotten them yet. We're waiting on the parts. And, last time we talked about a policy for the shoes and I looked through the policy and as to Mr. Bill always says, we just follow the policies we have. We do have departmental policy for confined space entry and we do have, policies for like, if someone's not, you know, wearing their safety equipment, they're being, you know, not being insubordinate, so,
Good.
What these come from? What these come to clear all that, right? Like, you know, when I'm get hurt, and if we have the policy statement, this is what you're supposed to have, and they're out.
I printed it off and I left it on my printer, but I had printed, it's in our O&M manual and it's basically, and it does state safety shoes, you know, gas monitor, things like that. So I forgot to bring it, but, and I can, we have an O&M manual. It goes over everything on the plant. I don't have like a physical copy of it, but I could email it to you and it's very boring. But it basically goes through everything in the plant, every piece of new equipment that was installed in 2020 when they was ready to plant. We use it for, it'll tell you the vendor, how to order parts for the machine, kind of give you a parts list, and then it's printed off as that sticks.
Doing a good job. We appreciate you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for the report. Anybody here from the gas department? Or parks? Okay, city council request, Ms. Shirley.
No, no request, but I do wanna clarify one thing. I have never been against Veterans Day as being a recognized holiday for city employees. All of my working days, I've always been given Veterans Day off. I try every time I can to attend the ceremonies that we have in the city. My only concern was that I still believe that we have too many paid holidays. That is it. I support Veterans Day. Always have, always will. Thank you.
Mr. Leader?
RV. Is it possible for the guys to come to the, health fair at Lock Ridge from 11 to 1:30? Just drop in on Saturday.
This coming Saturday?
Yes. Health fair at Lock Ridge.
Can you just, when you get a minute, send me an email and I will.
Okay.
That way I can remember it.
Okay.
I'm getting old.
Well, they're here with the park situation. I know you will take this back to me. They have seen now to make the jerkins out of a derby, racetrack, whatever
We know.
Yeah, that area where we had the fence at, is it anything that we can put there to protect those kids?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the area where the fence was at, they're coming around, coming all the way through the bushes and coming up through the park area where the basketball court is at, and they're coming back out. And then speed and going back out towards Martin Luther King.
And I say now, I think what happened, that's in our area at Lock Ridge. Call me Jamie. Call me Dan. I'm serious, that's the only way. And then every now and then, we might see something.
They ride now with masks on their face now, so you can't identify them.
Tell who they are.
Huh?
We can't tell who they are.
Uh-huh, that's what they're doing now.
Somebody knows who they are. Oh, yeah. But they ain't telling. That's who could stop this, and the people that witness it. They could stop this immediately if they gave us the input.
I'm just worried about that part where they're coming back inside of the park area. And they could lose control and go right out there on that playground and hit somebody's baby out there.
We've had, over the years, we've had people riding scooters and stuff, that paralyze themselves and crashes.
Oh, yeah.
They continue to do it, you know, and you're right, safety is the biggest concern. But the community can stop this faster than anybody can. And without that cooperation or that help, there's not a lot that we can do.
Will you show me where you're?
We can try.
You're, not the part, the actual part, where the basketball courts are at.
Yeah.
Where the park used to be. And that
Basketball
part we had
court,
fenced off,
yeah,
that
that's
was
the court
added
right
to,
there.
Gilman's.
I don't think that was on our property, was it?
Had to be because we had it fenced off. And when they tore the fence up, we just took it down.
And where would you want fence now? Here?
Right, where we had it at, so that could stop some of that. Cause they're going inside the park area, coming across the basketball court, and then they're going back out. On the side of the actual park, where the kids play at. Headed back towards the splash pad.
You know what you're talking
I think so. I think I remember the fence,
That's the old Jerkins property right there.
because there was a,
Are you talking like where the playground is?
Where the actual basketball courts are at.
Yeah, they're right there.
It's right by the building.
and there was a fence that went up and out.
There was
like
a
that.
fence.
Yeah,
That
like
way.
All that area behind.
They have made that, derby where they just coming in with it, the dirt bikes coming across the court, and then they're going back beside the
With all
actual
that
play
grass.
area, yes. And then they're headed back towards Martin Luther King, and sometimes some of them can't even put the brakes on time, so the cars have to stop.
Can we put like a visible razor wire there so you can clip them?
Oh,
Put that in writing for me.
Yeah.
Oh, what are they doing all the good tax? From, Depot Translation.
That's supposed to be an induction.
Sure be a shame if someone were to get.
No, no.
Laws doing that.
I don't want to hurt them. I'm just wanna watch out for those the babies, cause I'm getting a lot of parents that are complaining about it. And then I do understand what Jamie is saying about you gotta have the community, but. I guess.
Yes, ma'am, we understand.
And that was sort of just satirical without sharing.
Yes.
I know. That's why I wanted to put it right.
I wish you could just skin, just a little nick, not
Make it uncomfortable.
make it uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I know, that's Charlotte, I'm sorry. But until somebody gets hurt, it's all,
But you would think that you had 2 people lost their lives doing that, and then you got one that's paralyzed from the waist down now, doing the same exact thing. Somewhere common sense would kick in.
It's not gonna happen to them.
That's what they think.
But Benita, you remember it slowed down a little bit.
Oh, it
after
did.
that, because
It
everybody
did.
paid attention and said, oh my, look at this,
Mhm.
but now we're right back to.
It's a new generation of kids, is what it is.
Oh, yeah, because it's the younger ones that's actually doing it.
Yeah.
That's doing it, because if I catch them out, I will chase them, and they'd be like, Miss Nick. So they know, but it's just the point of the parents not telling them the right from wrong, telling them, hey, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. And my thing is, if you ain't got nowhere to ride in that, don't go by. Yep. See, I got enough yard, I can let my grandbabies ride in my yard, so, but.
Yep.
Getting on the highway and doing it is not good at all.
Yes, ma'am.
It appears that the parents do not understand that they are not allowed to ride on public property. and they tear up roads. But if they, that William Street,
Oh, yeah.
Williams and Folsom, not Folsom, Second Street.
Second,
It's actually LSJ now, not Williams, it's LSJ.
LSJ and.
Yes.
right down the Sharon,
You know what.
her area.
I know what you're talking about.
It's. Do we have enough officers yet? That they can just patrol the,
That's a bigger discussion. If we had this, if
and they give them, just give them a neighborhood to.
If we had enough officers, we'd have a tripled budget for a police department.
But see, they smart enough not to do it when the officers are over there.
Yeah.
They wait until no one's
Yeah.
around and then that's when they do
I
it.
got people spotting.
Exactly, exactly.
We don't have, with the call volume we have and the things we got going on, we don't have enough people to stick in one spot. We just don't.
Not stick in one spot, you know, this.
They do it now. I will commend them for that. I do catch them doing their ride throughs. They do come
Yeah.
through, and if they see me out there in the front yard, they'll speak, and some of them stop and talk, but they do come through periodically like they should.
Okay, let's do it just a little more right of it, if we can. It's bad, and it's gonna get worse. From Christmas.
I agree.
Got more.
If I may, I had a watch order placed on a particular street
Okay.
in the area. I'm not gonna say where because we're not gonna call names. Bless her. Even with the watch order and officers specifically riding through and documenting the lack of activity, I was still getting calls every other day from us. We miss about issues, so. I don't know, I mean, barring having enough people to set somebody there at an intersection 24/7, we're trying, sorry.
You'll be wasting your time, because like I say, they're not gonna do it if they see someone.
Then they're gonna go somewhere else.
Exactly. And see, I think that's the problem is with the park. They now that y'all have got it under control with Lockridge, they see an opportunity,
Yeah.
let's go this area and start riding.
It's just this place where they're at.
Like you said, I'll go, peer pressure goes a long way.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Well, instead of a pool, how about a track?
I would love it for them to have somewhere, but then wouldn't that put the liability back on us? Exactly. It's a give and take.
I think Jefferson County, the county road, that they allowed them to ride on. You know, when it's the county, people do.
You're more than welcome to ask.
I know, don't do it. I know the late Steve Walker, he was a commissioner in Jefferson County, and they did open a lot of trails for ATVs, and it did help a lot. And everybody, in that area really loved that, being able to have certain designated spots. And I know like on the, it's the west side of Tallahassee, out Highway 20, there's, there's land that's designated for trail riding and horse, all that stuff.
I don't mind it, but if we could find a way to take us out of liability, I would love that, because my babies love it, they like to ride, so.
I think that there's mostly in the county, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
National forest over there.
yeah,
Silver
like,
Lake.
Jefferson County, it's county roads and trails and state land and.
I think Gaston County has one also. I don't think we have enough.
You can ride on the county roads here in the county now. It's just nobody sees you catwalking it. It's real cool out there if nobody's watching, so.
It is.
All right.
It's the.
They run stop signs.
Joey, that's it for me.
anything else? Mr. Grimes? Nothing? I don't have anything. Anybody else, got anything to talk before this council?
Wait a minute, before we go out, I do have it. Harley. Do we have it in the budget? Were we doing anything for these guys for this, the council is doing anything for Christmas? As far as giving them anything? Did we put anything in the budget for that?
Gift cards or anything like that?
Yeah,
The last 2 years, we've done a 2 years ago, we did $100 cash. I think last year we did $100 in the paycheck. It got taxed.
I didn't put it in the budget, I don't think, there's. I mean, you can still do it.
Okay.
You could pull it from. It's the same difference, I could do a budget amendment now.
Okay, I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure that they were gonna be given, so, because I know. we
What
had
do y'all want it
discussed-
to be
discussed
then?
it. It's just something to think of. Yeah, I'm saying what we want.
But you need to make a decision now.
There's only one more meeting
You need
before
us.
Christmas.
Good job.
I don't want it to be cash, please. We don't want it to be cash.
What did we give them last time?
100 in their pay, well, in a separate paycheck, but
Yeah, she did a bonus check. When it's cash, it's too hard to track for the auditors.
Will we be able to go up? So about 125?
I think last year we actually made it where it kind of, your check was 100.
Yeah.
You made it 127.50, whatever it was.
Go back and
Okay,
like what it would be exactly for that.
to do that.
Yeah.
Huh? Hundred being the last 2 years. See if we can do it.
Thousand would be nice.
I know.
Got 15 million. We give everybody 500,000.
So is there a motion to pay the employees a Christmas bonus of $100? Do I have that on the floor?
I just had wanted to just give them a little bit more.
Okay, well, you name the dollar then.
125.
Okay.
Do I hear 150? Do I hear 2?
Then I have a second. Going once. Going twice. Motion dies for lack of second.
Motion will give them the same as last year.
Ma'am, Shirley makes the motion for $100 bonus for the employees. Do I have a second?
I'm only gonna second it because I wanna give them something. But I want the 125, but
How many employees did that go to?
We added two, so now.
It's like 90.
we
Depends
got
on
we
turnover.
got more employees. Do we?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got some vacancies on it. It's probably right at 87 or so.
Yeah, we got 2 vacancies.
Do we do the part-time guys? They don't get nothing to do.
I think we did.
I think everybody got them.
So now we're back, now we're back to probably at 90.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure part-timers got them.
Councilmember Grimes. Councilmember Hampton.
Yes.
Councilmember Woodball.
Yes.
Councilmember Lindsey.
Yes. Anything else to come before this council tonight?